live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
All right, so this next topic, Nicole Lynn tweeting about the NFL setting the date for the combine now that most of, the college programs are done with their seasons.
Right.
She got a little flack for this.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
What did you hear about this? Because I didn't actually see the tweet.
I follow Nicole Lynn on Twitter.
Right.
And so she put this tweet out about, she was like, yo, NFL, what are y'all doing? When are you going to set a date for the combine? These kids, they ready to go. They get in prep mode. They're ready to, get out here and do what they do. And a lot of the pushback she got was, we're in the middle of a pandemic, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Like, how do they do this? What does this look like? And so it really made me think. I was like, how do they do this? Because, that's not a little bit of, that's a mass gathering, right?
Right.
Essentially, that's a mass gathering of people. And so if we're concerned about these kids, for real, then it's kind of like, why are we even having this conversation about a combine? It's kind of what the people were saying. And so I thought it was interesting because I saw both perspectives. Mm-hmm. She's an NFL agent. So she's probably been, massaging relationships with some of these kids as they get ready to go into this combine, and she ready for them to get their shot, go shine. You know what I mean? Because that's her job on the line. Essentially, that's what she does. She makes sure that they get the best whatever for their talents, right?
Right.
And so I get it from her perspective, from the work side, but as a human, I get other people's pushback from this as well. Like, ma'am, listen, we worry more about these kids, and their health than we are about that. But then that's kind of hypocritical, because these are probably the same people who have either pushed or watched them
play a whole season,
play football the whole season, and the same, even more so, probably the same threat was on them at that point. So. Yeah, it was interesting. But in our production meeting, you had a really good suggestion.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shut up now.
It's funny because both of our minds worked our way to that point, right? Yeah. Because I understand the humanity of it. It's like, okay, we're dealing with a pandemic. Like, why is this the first thing on our mind? But also, we were dealing with a pandemic when these kids played a full football season, right? With this combine, if we set it and we plan for it, we can actually control. This is an environment that we can control. Now, I threw out the number like maybe 500 to 600 people would be in Indianapolis during this time. We can create a bubble around them over a 21-day
NBA
period,
bubble,
just like the NBA bubble, and do it that way. Have them there for 14 days where they quarantine, test them continually.
Daily.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? And maybe, daily, definitely.
Daily. Yeah.
Then have them go out and, do these drills in a controlled environment. Because I mean, obviously, with the travel of these scouts and coaches going to different schools, puts them at more risk of traveling and going around and being on planes and possibly catching COVID. This way, you get all of, at least the top players, you get all of them in one space, or the top players. You get all of them in one space, and you can control the environment for everybody, as opposed to sending them all out into different environments where we know that these colleges aren't going to control the environment for all of the people that are going to be there.
No, I mean, it makes sense. So this means there won't be pro days. Because they're going to travel anyway if they're going to do pro days.
True.
I'm just saying, like,
pro days.
And it's less of, I mean, I'm not trying to say that the coaches don't mean as much. That's not, or the scouts don't mean, but it's less of y'all. If y'all got to go travel around, it's less of y'all than it is of these kids. I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's all humanity. So I don't put value on one life over the other. I just don't know if you need to do it at all. But if you're going to do it, I guess the way you said it.
Yeah, I do feel that, because if you're going to do a combine, like the players who didn't get invited to the combine, what happens with them? Maybe do you do a regional combine in a few different cities?
What I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. Because you said, when you said top players, that's when I was like, well, darn, what happened to all these other people who, because every year for the combine, somebody is hurt, right? And so they end up, or they make the choice because they just feel like it's safer for them or a better shot for them to show the scouts and the coaches what they have at their pro day in their comfortable space.
Yeah.
So what is that? What happens to that little group of people, a group of football players who don't go to the combine?
Right.
They just don't get looked at this year. Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
I feel really like the NFL has had time enough in this last year to figure out how they would make this work they've had enough time to figure it out. Even if this was something virtual, you know what I mean? Like, there's enough technology out here, especially when you're just talking about skill stuff. You could have a quarterback and a wide receiver, or whatever you're trying to do, you can have those people, and it's only the two of them, and you get to see what they're doing, but they're not where you are. Like, you can work these things. They should have worked this out already.
No, absolutely. But we've seen that the NFL has always been behind the 8 ball when it comes to making decisions.
They're reactionary
because I won't say that. But at least when it comes, we've seen continually, they've just been, they felt like by the time that the football season started, that COVID would have been over.
They were listening to their president.
Yeah, exactly. And we know how much of them are probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were listening to their president. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just I think
if they got to do it, they got to do it that way. You're right. Yeah. If they got to do it, they got to do it that way. Otherwise, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah. Either that or you got to do something virtual.
Right.
One of the two.
That was going to be my thought for the
pro days.
That was going to be my thought for the pro days, like a virtual pro day where they won't go out to each stop. And what you do is you partner with the strength and conditioning coaches at each university that you're going to go to and do it like that. But it's still a lot. It's still a whole bunch of
It's still a lot. It is.
I would hope that the NFL commissioner would be as, forward thinking as the NBA commissioner, and would have, already planned for some of this stuff. If he hasn't, which it sounds like he hasn't. But yeah, it's a lot to think about. And I'm tired of throwing out all of these, these
really good ideas that nobody's
no one's paying attention to.
That's why you're a football genius, sir.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
That's wow. Okay.
Well, that was over. Look, we done with that one. Right.
Put the cameras on me. 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 Put the cameras